Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Seto-sama the Fanatic, back with another deck profile post Lightning Overdrive. Ban list has been dropped already. You've probably already seen our reaction video to that. Something that did not happen on the list that surprised a lot of people is, well, this card didn't get touched at all. And they got a new ritual monster. So, yeah, first on this channel, pure Dogmatika. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. We've done a whole bunch of hybrids and stuff, but this is my attempt at making the deck pure. Nadir's Servant is still a 3. Nothing else in the deck got hit, so why not? Let's just go pure Dogmatika. Alright, so first off, we're going to start off the Dogmatika lineup with, of course, 3 of the main girl herself, Dogmatika, Ecclesia the Virtuous. You can special summon her from your hand if your opponent or if there was a monster that was summoned from the extra deck on the field. And if you search for a Dogmatika card, you can't go into your extra deck for the rest of the turn. She also cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special from the extra deck as well. Next up, 3 Fleur-de-Lis the Knighted. I mean, this is literally Dogmatika hand trap. Have it with Ecclesia out, and then just non-target negate your opponent's monster effects. So, boom, good there. 2 copies of Maximus. I might actually cut this one down to 1, because there are some hands where you open both of her and no way to get a extra deck monster in your graveyard, so she winds up being a little bit of a brick. This deck is, I'm just going to say right here, this deck is a little bit of a work in progress, but for the most part, I think it should be semi-competitive. You might want to try, if you want a more control aspect, you might want to try still using the regular Shadal and Invoked variants. 1 Dogmatika Ashian. Basically boosts your Dogmatika attack points whenever an opponent's monster attacks during their turn, and then when it's special summoned, you can recur your Dogmatika spells and traps, and namely the trap card. And last we have the White Knight. White Knight of Dogmatika. It's a ritual monster that is summoned with Dogmatika Calamity. You can't special summon a monster from the extra deck while he's out. And if your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and then you look at your opponent's extra deck and send 1 monster from their extra deck to the graveyard. You guys remember me bitching about that one True King monster, the Earth one, Lithosagem? This is like that, except you actually get to pick and choose. And you responded to your opponent trying to go off. Plus, you just send it and, Entis to the graveyard. You get to get rid of a key piece in their extra deck and pop 1 of their cards. It's dumb. So I figured, he might be a little weak and might not be too good, but we just got him, so screw it. Let's just try him out. That's it for the Dogmatika package. We also have 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, the Demon Child herself, and standard Gamma package. Because I couldn't really think of anything else, because you want to make sure that your Nadir's Servant resolves. And this just basically says no to Ash and Bell. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, we've got 1 Dogmatika Calamity. This is the ritual spell. I'm only running 1 of this and 1 of the ritual monster because you don't want to draw them because they are bricks. Like standard ritual decks. But this one, you only need the it's Dogmatika. You've got the Herald of Arclight in the graveyard, and you're just doing just fine there. So it's not like you're going to have a hard time getting the... Oh, by the way, small combo tutorial. Nadir's Servant. Arclight is 600. 500. You can literally Nadir's Servant away an Arclight, search this, and get your ritual, all off of 1 card. Stupid. Oh, and by the way, your ritual materials, you can just send anything you want from your extra deck. That's level 8. So Omega, shuffle stuff back. Or if you haven't already used it, the, you know, Titaniclad? Maybe? But yeah, it's a pretty decent ritual spell. I just wish this card was a little bit stronger. But as a nice, it's a nice defensive option, I guess. We're trying it out. We've also got 2 copies of Dogmatika Nation. Again, it's a Dogmatika spell trap. You can search it with Ecclesia. No need for terraforming here. So basically, neither player can target Dogmatika monsters you control with effects of monsters that were special from the extra deck. And you can, it basically auto-destroys any monster that battles with a Dogmatika monster once per turn. Also, if it's sent from the field zone, and if it's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, each player sends 1 monster from their extra deck to the graveyard. You don't get to pick this one, but it's still a nice little thing to have. Next up, of course, we've talked about it already. 3 copies of... Oh my god, I can't believe this card is actually still legal at 3 here. Japan limited this card to 1 a long time ago. It probably should be limited over here, but I'm not going to complain. I really like this card. It's one of the best search cards in the game. Let's not beat around the bush. It's one of the best ones in the game. Send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then add a Dogmatika monster or Felon of Albaz from your deck or graveyard to your hand that has attacked less than the monster you sent. You can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, but who cares? You're not going into your extra deck. This is pure Dogmatika. Next up, these are 3 forbidden droplets. These arguably should be Dark Rule and no more, but because this thing can get stuff back from the graveyard, and Ashen can get your spells and traps back from the graveyard, you really don't care. Plus, if you just have the right board, you can just set up an OTK them with just a frickin' Dogmatika swarm. It's stupid. 1 call by the grave, and you need something a little extra. So we got the 2 desires. Honestly, it's the best draw card here. Way I see it, again, this deck is still in testing, but the way that I see it, if you desires off the ritual monster or the ritual spell, that's a card that you can for sure discard off a droplet. So that's my logic behind that. Next, Monsters Reborn, because we can have nice things, and a Heartbeat's Feather, because we can finally have nicer things, although apparently not nice enough that this card is still at 1. It's never coming off over here. I need to just accept that fact like dang long. Moving on from the scars of torture that I've had to endure, we have, or should I say, scars of punishment. Just for those who don't know, Andrew was seriously rolling his eyes at me from behind the camera. 3 copies of Dogmatika Punishment. It's a pure Dogmatika deck. You run no less. 3 copies of God Said Stop Taking My Stuff. And 3 copies of God Said, if I had to tell you once, to tell you 1,000 times, no. I have spoken. So that's it for the main deck. Into the extra deck, we've got 1 Titaniclad the Ash Dragon. I'll be honest, this should probably be at 2 or 3, but Albaz Kaiju is still together, and my other 2 copies of him are in there. But in theory, you only need to resolve the 1, or have the 1 out. You're literally just sending this to your extra deck, from the extra deck to the graveyard to get your search off of your stuff. 3 copies of Elder Entity Intis, because it's Intis. Do I really have to explain it? This is what number Dogmatika deck profile on the channel? You send it to the graveyard and you pop an opponent's card. Easy. 1 Herald of the Arclight, already explained the combo there. Literally just there to search the 1 Dogmatika spell trap. And you can always just recur it because, you know, aside from Lord Omega, you get Omega to the graveyard a couple of times, you shuffle the Arclight back, you shuffle back the ritual spell, and hey, you can ritual summon again. Let's go! 3 copies of Wind Pegasus at Ignister. I mean, you can run this, or I think it's the Fossil Fusion Knight thingy that I've seen a lot of other people run. This is a defensive option. The Fossil Fusion guy is a little more of an offensive option. Pick your poison, I guess. 1 5-headed Link Dragon. Just because I wanted something that had, like, I wanted to for sure be able to pops anything that I wanted, because, yeah, good luck getting over 5,000 attack points and be immune to destruction, unless you're Dragoon. After 2 negates. I'm still suffering from PTSD from that card, if you can't tell. Standard Nova Mechaba package, because if you fight the mirror match, and they are stupid enough to Maximus you, you just send the Nova, send whatever else you want to plus off of, and then you just summon Mechaba for free. And then we have 1 window, 1 app cologne, and 1 construct. You guys are probably saying, Scott, I thought you said you weren't running the Shadal stuff in here. No. I'm not running into the main deck. It's in the side deck, boys. And 1 giant rock token. One of the things that I might wind up doing, the problem is I'm having space issues, is the standard thing that you do with Alistair with the Secure Gardna and the Salamangreat Almirage. Potentially doing that would be a great idea to make sure that you can just normal summon a hand trap and make Maximus live to go into place from there. Again, this deck is still in the testing phases, but I might add that to the deck later. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see an update with that, or if you think that's a good idea or not. Into the side deck, 3 copies of Oh My God, a Giant Rock. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's a rock, and it's giant, and for some reason it still doesn't stop combo decks because they have way too many goddamn extenders. It's Nibiru. Against some decks, you resolve this and they just lose. 3 copies of Drillin' Lockbird. Against some decks, you resolve this and they instantly just lose. Plus, it's a level 1 spellcaster, so it's like, which sets us up perfectly for all the Dogmatikas are spellcasters. I'm running a pure spellcaster deck. If I see Sky Strikers, of course I'm siding this in. Yeah, go ahead. You can't play the game. No spells for you. And we're not running Terraforming in the main deck, but we are running it in the side deck. Again, all because of Secret Village. Same with Metaverse. And then because we have the Shadal package in our extra deck, this arguably should be mained. But again, I wanted to try and keep the main deck pure. If you guys would like to see a more Invoke Shadal variant of Dogmatika, less pure, I don't know, are people sick of that deck by now? I don't know, but let us know in the comments down below. And 3 copies of Evenly Matched as well, because the Lightning Storms are another deck, so I'll reprint for that soon! Yay! It's probably going to be hard to get though still. Knowing Konami, it's going to be hopefully ultra rare. I'm hoping ultra rare. That'll be good. I can run that in Blue Eyes, but yeah, that's some that's another story for another time. So guys, that's the pure Dogmatika deck profile. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications. Remember, I do not have a POW manga mat yet, but that doesn't mean you can't get yours. Use the promo code Forbidden10 and get 10% off of your mats off of POW manga mats. I believe that's what the promotion is. So again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications. Stay tried and true, and we'll catch you guys later.